Hello everybody, it's Figuarts here, bringing another video. This time I am showing you how to tighten the joints on the Sh Figuarts Vegeta figure, the leg joints. This is a figure that pretty much everyone has quality control issues with. As you can see, his legs are very loose and they pop off very easy. So we're going to try to fix that issue and see what we can do. What you will need is this right here, Pledge Floor Care Multi-Surface Finish. This is the transparent one. There is many different types of pledges like this, floor care stuff, that is in the same kind of looking bottle. Some are white bottles, some have different pictures on it, but you got to look for the one with the boots on it, and it's clear, so it's the clear bottle. So I found it at Walmart.com. My Walmart said that it carried it, and it did not. I went to go look in the store, it didn't have it. And 3 Walmarts of mine and a Target, so sometimes the website says it's in stock and it's not really in stock. But this is what you need. I ordered it from online, so it got shipped to me. Alright, looking at the joint of his leg joints of Vegeta, you can see right here. It really doesn't look like it's the joint of the figure because it's kind of not that loose. So we're gonna try 2 things here. We're gonna try to put the pledge on right here in this joint, and I'm gonna actually try to put it inside of that because this is what is kind of loose on the figure. So we'll see if that can tighten it up a little bit and see if that works. And if it does, that'd be awesome because this figure is very loose there. So it doesn't seem like it's this part because that's pretty stiff to me. It's this. So we're gonna try to see if it works with the ball joint as well. Alright, so here I have the solution inside that little orange crate, and I have a straw right here. So you can use whatever. You can just pour it all on if you want, or if you want to get fancy, get an eyedropper or whatever. I just gonna get a straw, so you just dip it in and hold the other side with your finger. So the suction keeps it in there, and you don't really need that much. So here goes nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the joint right there. Put some down there. Get some more. Put it on the other side. As soon as you put it on one side, it kind of leaks through. And then you're going to want to move the joint up and down. Like I said, this joint's pretty stiff, so if anything, this is going to make it stiffer. So make sure it's not that loose. I'm not going to put that much just because of how stiff this particular joint is. But I am going to focus a lot on the ball joints. Sockets on the leg. This is floor polisher, so I guess it makes it shiny, but shouldn't be that big of a deal. So alright, so I put a little bit in there and I moved it. We're gonna put some in here and see if anything works with this guy to make his legs tighter. Now I want to tell you guys, I did glue this little bottom lower torso does pop off the figure. I did glue it to the ball joint there because there's not really any point in separating it at all, and you don't really need to twist the swivel. And I glued it with crazy glue, so it's on there pretty much forever unless you break the crazy glue. So, but that was my choice. You don't have to do that. But for me, the waist popped off too. That's how bad it was. So I just glued that. So we're gonna go ahead and put some in here. And I don't know, I guess I'll put a lot. So there's that. And this one. And there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the figure. I'm gonna move it around. And honestly, already I kind of feel it. It's not even falling down, as you see that. It's kind of cool how that's working already. Kind of makes me happy. So move it around and get the other side. Still has the solution inside, and then pop this sucker in here. Oh, all right. So there you go. They're both on. You move it a little bit, and all right, leave it on there for 24 hours. See you in 24 hours. Since this is polisher, I don't want like random shiny spots, so I'm gonna get a wet cloth that's like pretty much rubbing alcohol, and I'm gonna clean the parts that I touch with my finger. Actually, I'm gonna clean my fingers first so I don't get more on there, and then get the parts where you didn't want to put the pledge stuff on. Sorry that's not focused. But you don't have to do this, but I guess I'm worried about it having like random shiny spots. So just in case, I'm going to clean him up a little bit. And just so you guys can see, this is how I'm laying down Vegeta while he is drying out for 24 hours. Alright, so welcome back guys. With the Vegeta, it's been a day since I have applied the floor cleaner onto the pegs of this Vegeta with the loose legs. And as you can see, it's not drooping or falling right now. I'm gonna extend the leg to the right, his right, your left, and it's not falling back down. I'm gonna forward, not falling back down. Pull it down. A lot better than what it was before. Kick it out, it's still there, it's not falling down. There I have him, all bent, and I'm holding it at an angle where it would have fallen before, and it's not falling down, so it's pretty much staying. So very cool. It is not loose as it was before. More poses on the flight stand that I couldn't have done before. Not a really good pose, but all I was focusing here was his legs. I'm just trying to get into a weird position to where I know it would have not worked before, and that would have not worked before. But look, as you can see, both legs are staying in its spot where I left it. So I think it's very cool. It did work. Now I am showing you here that he is on the stand, and before I could not have done this because his legs would not stay in that position at all. It would just fall down and droop down, or it would just not work. So it gives the pledge gives it a little more resistance to the joint, or the ball joint, so that is very awesome. It's not a glue, so it's not like the crazy glue trick, so you can still take it off. There you go, still take it off. So it's not glued on there, so you're not gluing it onto there, but it is, you know, like kind of a resistance thing. Like you can put it back on, and I pulled it down right here, and it's still working. So very cool. I'll take that over the original bad joint. See, as you can see, it can still come off and still put it back on. Here you can see the hinge was always good. It was the ball joint that was the problem with this Vegeta. So yeah, it's not too loose and it's not too tight, but very cool. It is fixed. That is how you fix the ball joint issue on the Vegeta figure. I would imagine that over time, after moving it over and over and over, the pledge will kind of scrape off, but you can just keep reapplying more. I imagine it would just keep coming off, but I don't know. This is pretty much the first time I've tried this, and I haven't had any issues with it. So very cool. Follow the steps in the videos, and you should be tightening the joints on your figures in no time. Just playing around with his legs a little bit. Before I could not have had him in any poses like this, where his legs were too wide open, because the figure would just make a split and just fall down, and now you can see that he is staying right there. So very cool. And as you can see, I pick up the figure and his legs aren't moving at all. I'm kind of shocked myself. It gives it more resistance to the figure, to the figure's joint. So very awesome. It's a shame that we have to do this to our figure. It should not have had this problem in the first place, but it's awesome that you don't have to ruin the figure by putting whatever that other trick was, the crazy glue or the glue on it, and just keep moving it before it dries out, so it just has like that extra layer of, you know, glue there, so it can have that resistance. But so now the pledge is acting as the resistance. So believe it or not, this simple pose right here with him smashing the over 9,000 Scouter was really hard for me to do before, because every time I would just have his legs too spread open like that, he would just slide down. It just wouldn't hold the figure up. That is how you fix the loose legs on the S.H. Figuarts Vegeta figure. Again, over time, I'm guessing that you will have to keep adding more if you keep moving it. To me, I feel like it will scrape off eventually, but that's no biggie because the bottle is pretty big and you really just need a tiny little dab onto the hinge or the ball joint to fix that. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Irrivera94. Please like, comment, subscribe if you would like, and you guys have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.